This is Hollywood. Matías Bombal with you. From A24, that unusual distributor that dares to release the cleverest new movies from semi-independent cinema voices, comes an enjoyable and well-made movie with the title A Most Violent Year. A title that stands in contrast to the content of the story, but don't be misled. The impending feeling of potential violence to come lingers from the first shot to the very last. The movie, set in 1981, is the work of screenwriter J.C. Shandor, who also directs. He had made a hit with Robert Redford's movie All Is Lost in 2013, and this movie is excellent. It's the story of an immigrant who tries to build his business in the most violent year in New York City history. When I say immigrant building his business, you may think gangster or mobster, which usually would be Italian, if this were a typical mob movie. Not so, and refreshingly, though there is a mob undercurrent, our protagonist is a non-Italian Spanish speaker. This got me right away as a new way to tell this type of story. This man, Abel Morales, is played by Oscar Isaac, with an integrity and non-violent ethic that you just don't expect. His firm sells heating oil in the big metropolis. The Teamsters Union supplies his truck drivers. Competing firms of less scrupulous business practices are stealing trucks from him, so between his theft of shipments and the Teamsters, he's got headaches, to be sure. Yet he remains driven and ethical in his own way. In this scene, we see him offer instruction and guidance to his young sales staff in training.
Now, they're almost always going to take you to the dining room table, and they're going to offer you something. Whatever it is, always take the fancy option.
Can I get you a coffee or a tea?
I would like a tea, please.
We have some homemade lemonade or a soda.
I would love a lemonade. Thank you.
Why?
Because we're never going to be the cheapest option, so we have to be the best. And they need to feel that you want the best too. That's why our trucks are the newest or the cleanest, and our drivers are approachable. Now, after you've done the math and you've shown them how much they can save over the long haul through proper maintenance, you need to get them to sign. But the problem is, by hiring you, they need to fire someone else, and that's never easy. So, after you show them the number, you look up at them and stare. Stare longer than you should. This is not a joke. You will only keep this job if you close, and that's not funny to you. I'm only interested in this company growing, and when it isn't, it's not very funny to me at all. These people work very hard for their money, and these other guys are ripping them off, treating them poorly because they don't know. So when you look them in the eye, you have to believe that we are better. And we are. But you will never do anything as hard as staring someone straight in the eye and telling the truth.
The tense mood you feel there permeates through the whole picture, and there's some fine acting everywhere. The young fellow in the red tie in the clip you just saw may seem familiar to you. He plays Nucky Thompson's nephew in Boardwalk Empire. Make a note of his name, Ben Rosenfield. I predict he's going to be very popular very soon. He's very good in this, but he's not in the picture much. What time he does have on screen is memorable. Jessica Chastain is marvelous as Mrs. Morales, the mother of two. When the DA arrives to search their home, she stands up for her family and husband with great poise.
This is probably one you're gonna regret.
Excuse me?
My husband's an honorable man. We're not who you think we are.
I think I know your father.
Good for you. My husband is not my father. Not even close. So if I were you, I would start treating us with a little more respect, or I guarantee he will make it his mission in life to ruin you. This was very disrespectful.
That's vintage Armani she's wearing from the Armani Museum, correct for 1981. This movie keeps you on the edge of your seat and is gripping and excellent throughout. I really, really enjoyed it, with Mr. Isaac offering his best work since the movie In Secret last year, which I also liked very much. It was also a delight to see Albert Brooks in this movie as the Morales family lawyer in a non-comedic role, which he does very well. Overall, this movie is superb on all levels of appreciation. The Motion Picture Association of America has given this an R rating, and I highly recommend that you not miss this outstanding movie. It's the kind of picture that will have you leaving the theater saying to yourself, "That was great." This is your pal, Matías Bombal, bidding you a fond farewell.